Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Joe Finley, and today we are looking at the Creative Live Mic M3. It's another budget USB option at just under $60 US, and it comes with a couple more bells and whistles than ones we've reviewed lately, so let's check it out. So in the box you get a microphone. It comes with a pop filter that actually is magnetic, so it just snaps right onto the microphone. A micro USB to USB-A cable, and the micro USB part actually has a 90-degree turn to it, and the mic stand, which is actually one of the more sturdy mic stands I've seen on a USB microphone. It's really heavy metal. It's got really nice rubber footing on the bottom, and then has a 90-degree adjustable 1/4-inch mount. So talking about the build on the mic, it's actually fairly cheap. Again, it's a light plastic on the outside, but the grill around the capsule is pretty nice. On the front, it has your headphone volume and a mute button, and on the back, it has a dial for your polar pattern, either cardioid or omnidirectional. I'd really like to see these back of the microphone knobs go by the way of the dodo, because A, you can't see what setting you're on, so you have to basically memorize. B, it's what everybody else sees, so you just see some random knob on the back. Either find a way to put it on the front or turn it into a button. Anything like that would do. I like the ingenuity and simplicity of the magnets to put the pop filter in place, and underneath where you actually see the USB cable and headphone jack. You also notice that the 1/4-inch mount is actually an adapter, so you can remove that to have the larger size mount if you have that thread for your mic arm. And you see the USB port and headphone jack down here. From a cable management or just overall ease of use standpoint, I would have much rather had the USB port and headphone jack at the back of the microphone where they currently have this little barcode. But let's throw this little guy up on an arm and hear what it sounds like. Okay, so we're all set up, but there's a few things I'm kind of noticing right away. One, this 90-degree angle on the micro USB cable doesn't really seem to be doing a whole lot of anything for you. It's just jutting the cable out in front of me. I can tuck it around behind and do other things to it. I don't think it's doing a whole heck of a lot to help anybody. And the pop filter, the way it mounts, while again I like the idea of it, is actually a little bit disruptive, because one, depending on the angle that you have this at, it's actually obscuring the only LED you have, which is an indicator that A, the microphone is on, or B, that it's muted. And to actually adjust the microphone audio, the knob is right here, and it's kind of blocked by where the mount is going on, so you have to kind of go to the sides and do this in tiny little adjustments, which I think is, kind of dumb. So right now we're listening to the cardioid pattern, so let's hear what it actually sounds like when I turn on the omnidirectional. And again, we hear this a lot with these condenser microphones, especially the cheaper USB ones. It's pulling in so much bloody noise, you don't want to deal with it. The cardioid's already pulling in too much noise as it is. So let's get off of that. I'm also at least hearing in my headphones a very different tone in my voice that I don't particularly like. So let's go back to that cardioid. Tell me what you thought about the difference between those two in the comments. Let me know specifically how you thought about the tone of my voice between the two, because I think there was something really weird going on there. We can test the mute here. But that's really all there is to look at on the microphone itself. There's no software to speak of or anything like that. So all we can do now is do our usual test phrases and hear how those come across. So let's give it a go. The small pup, not a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. The swan dive was far short of perfect. The beauty of the view stunned the young boy. Alright, I'm going to take a second to go give that a listen. In the meantime, while you're waiting, even though you won't be waiting at all, it's just going to instantly go to that, take a second to go down and hit the like and subscribe. Well, not a ton to say about that. It let in a ton of noise, which I kind of figured, but it was a little bit more than I was hoping for. My voice was okay coming out of the box. Let's see what we can do with a little bit of processing. So as always, I pre-recorded a channel in OBS with the filters on, and I'm going to do a little processing in DaVinci, see if we can clean it up a bit. The small pup, not a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. The swan dive was far short of perfect. The beauty of the view stunned the young boy. The small pup, not a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. The swan dive was far short of perfect. The beauty of the view stunned the young boy. I don't know, I think this might be the first microphone that I'm unhappy with the results of both of the cleanups. I probably could have done more in DaVinci to really kind of tweak it and get it down and do whatever, but using just base settings that I can use to basically wipe out that extra noise from every other microphone didn't work on this one. And in the OBS filters with the noise gate, the attack was ridiculous. You could hear all that noise just pouring back in like a waterfall every single time I started talking. That's not news for a condenser microphone using a noise gate, but it just felt particularly rough on this one. But ultimately, I want you to be the judge. How does my voice sound right now? Because I'm actually using the exact same settings that I did for the DaVinci Resolve processing right now as you're listening to this. But now we've got music in the background and all that sort of thing. So does the music hide it well enough? Are you able to focus more on the tone of my voice now that that extra noise has been drowned out by the music? Let me know how you think it sounds down in the comments. And while you're scrolling down there anyways, once again, make sure to hit like and subscribe. If you made it this far, you're probably enjoying yourself. Or you just hate me and you're waiting for me to say something really stupid at the end of the video, which I might. So stay tuned. Retention. Okay, but where does this sit in the pantheon of the cheaper microphones, the more budget microphones? Under $60, I shouldn't be asking a whole lot, especially given the fact that under $60, they also provided us with a pop filter. However, one more grievance about the pop filter that I didn't share earlier. I wish it was a bit more discreet and more formed to the microphone itself. So make it a little less wide, curve it a bit more, make it a little bit shorter so it kind of just fits the front of the microphone. Really good examples of this, the HyperX Procast that I just did a video on not too long ago, and the Wave XLR. They have really discreet pop filters that if you have it angled in a certain way, you don't even know that you have an extra piece on the microphone. But given all that, I still kind of put this on the lower end of the budget microphones. It's just the voice wasn't there for me, the features really aren't there for me, the build's not really there for me. There's better ways to spend $60 on your content. If you want to see a couple other videos of some USB condensers I've done in the past, you can check out these guys right here. And until next time, gang, let's get to work. See, the guys who were waiting for me to say something stupid, I didn't say something stupid. You just stayed for nothing.